doesn't look real. Like, I'm not exaggerating. This is one of the most dramatic coastlines in all of Europe, and somehow it's still flying under the radar compared to places like Greece, Italy, and the south of France. And I've been to all those places as well. But here's the thing. Most travelers do the Algarve completely wrong. They pick the wrong home base, show up at the wrong time of the day, and spend half the day and their trip stuck in tourist traps or using public transportation. Hey, my name is Nick. I'm a travel planning strategist and videographer helping navigators make smarter, better informed decisions before they book their trip. You can find me at navigatornick.com, where I share travel guides, itineraries, and value travel strategies so you can get the most bang for your travel buck. And today, we're in southern Portugal. Welcome to the Algarve. The Algarve is Portugal's southernmost region, and it's basically the country's coastal crown jewel. It stretches from the rugged cliffs near Sagres and Lagos all the way to Faro and Tavira, just 15 minutes from the Spain border. And what makes the Algarve so special is the contrast to Lisbon, Porto, and the rest of Portugal. You've got towering limestone cliffs, hidden beaches tucked between rocks, sea caves, golden sand, and this turquoise Atlantic water that looks like the Mediterranean, but feels like the Arctic. Okay, maybe it's not that drastic. But the Algarve also is a haven for surfers. So here's why the Algarve is unreal. The Algarve is one of those places where every 10 minutes you could just step and say, wow, this is Portugal? And it's not just a viewpoint or one beach or the other, it's the fact that the entire coastline is stacked with highlights. Even if you're not a beach person, you will still love the Algarve. And here's why. Epic cliff walks, scenic drives, unbelievable viewpoints, lighthouses, sunset energy, and the fact that you can eat fresh seafood after a beach day for like 18 to 20 euros. That's value travel. Now let's talk about what most people do wrong in the Algarve. Mistake number 1 is choosing the wrong home base. Mistake number 2 is underestimating driving times and getting around from one point to the next. Mistake number 3 is showing up to the beach in the middle of the day in the middle of peak season like July. Just don't do it. Mistake number 4 is they spend the entire trip in a city and expect the Algarve experience. You have to experience the Algarve by getting to the coast, not in the city centers. So if you came to the Algarve in Portugal expecting dramatic coastlines, hidden beaches, and scenery that'll make you go, wow, I'm in a movie, you came to the right place. Let's talk about some of the best areas in the Algarve. One of the best areas for first-timers in the Algarve is the Lagos area. If you're visiting the Algarve for the first time, Lagos is the base for most travelers. It has easy access to the best beaches, dramatic cliffside viewpoints, boat tours, walkable Old Town, and the coastline around Lagos is absolutely insane. This is where you'll find many of the most famous picture-perfect spots in all of the Algarve. And if you're a photographer or videographer like I am, this is your heaven. If you've seen the Algarve in Portugal in photos online, there's a good chance it was this place. It's one of the most famous beaches in Portugal for a reason. Golden cliffs, crystal water, and some of the best coastal hiking in the region. Navigator Nick tip, come early morning or late afternoon. Midday lighting is harsh for photography, and parking becomes a nightmare. And honestly, you might not find a spot at all. What I like to do is...
Here's how it works. You can purchase an eSIM from Airalo, install it in just a few minutes, and instantly connect to a mobile network. You don't need to remove your SIM card, and can even install multiple eSIMs on your phone, making it easy to stay connected wherever you travel and instantly connect to a mobile network. It's that easy to get online and stay connected during your trip. Ready to travel without limits? Download the Airalo app or go to the Airalo website to find an eSIM for your next adventure.
What I like to do is go to one of the most famous beaches early, spend a few hours, pack up, and then go to another place that's less known and probably has some parking. This way you get the best of both worlds. Another question I get all the time is, should you visit the BENEGIL caves? And the answer is yes, but only if you do it the smart way. The BENEGIL cave is one of Portugal's most famous attractions. You've probably seen a picture or two online. And whatever you do, do not try to swim to the cave. People underestimate the currents every year, and honestly, you're not allowed to swim to the cave anymore. You have to be brought by a licensed tour guide. So instead, book a short kayak tour like we did, and book the earliest time available. The earlier in the morning you go, the calmer the seas are, and the less crowded it is, because as the day goes on, it gets more and more crowded by the half hour. So meet with your guide early in the morning and your other navigators to pedal alongside the limestone cliffs and explore hidden caves you can only get to by kayak. Learn how these geological formations have been shaped by wind and wave over time, and cool off with a dip in the water. After a quick history lesson by your leader, you will have time to explore the cave at your own pace. I suggest taking your photos right away and enjoying your time in the cave. Scan the QR code on the screen right now or click the link in the description for more information. Okay, so if you want the Algarve to feel more wild and rugged, head to the southwest corner of SAGRES. This is where Portugal feels like the edge of the world. Huge cliffs, powerful wind, big waves, and some of the best sunsets in the world. This area is less about swimming and more about dramatic scenery. On one of our day trips in the area, we grabbed pizza from a nearby town and took it to the SAGRES lighthouse, where it ended up being one of the highlights of our trip. Real talk, do you need a car in the Algarve? And I think absolutely yes, you need a car. You can get around with Uber and tours, but the Algarve's best beaches and viewpoints are spread out and without public transportation. Public transportation wasn't designed for coastal hopping. In fact, it's not designed to get you out of the city, so there's no way to get to SAGRES Lighthouse without a car. To find our rental car, we used Discover Cars, where we could search, compare, and book our rental car for the Algarve. In my opinion, a car is absolutely necessary to explore the Algarve region and see everything that you want to see. Navigator Nick tip: to rent a car, you do need an IDP, so make sure you get that from your home country before you leave. And if you're doing Portugal as a full itinerary, don't rent a car in Lisbon or Porto. Do Lisbon and Porto by train, and then rent a car in the Algarve. That's the value travel strategy. Let's talk a little bit about the Atlantic water. So now, quick warning, the Algarve looks like the Mediterranean, but the water is the Atlantic. So even in peak summer, the ocean is quite cool. Even in early September, when the air temperature is soaring, the water is still cold, and I didn't see it coming. So you'll swim and you'll love it, but don't expect the water to be like the Caribbean or Greece. It's not bathwater. And another thing I didn't fully appreciate until I got to the Algarve was it's not just beaches. It's also one of the best surf regions in Europe, really because you have two different coastlines. You have the south coast and the west coast. And depending on the wind and swell, you can literally drive less than an hour and find different conditions at each coastline. But even if you're not a surfer, you'll feel that surf energy everywhere you go. The vans, the wetsuits, the boards, the cliffs, the sunsets, it's just part of the Algarve vibe. And if you are a surfer, yeah, This place is a problem, but in a good way. So let's talk a little bit about timing. The coastline in the Algarve is best viewed in the morning or at sunset, which is golden hour, best for us photographers. Midday is when crowds are peaking, parking becomes stressful. So if I had to structure my day, I would do it exactly like this. Early morning, I'm going to one of the best beaches there is to avoid crowds and the chaos that is parking later on. During the middle of the day when it's super hot, I'm going to go into town, grab something to eat, and explore a little bit. And then once the sun starts going down, that's when I'm going to go to my cliff viewpoints and scenic landscapes, so I can get those epic golden hour photo shoots. The Algarve and fresh seafood go hand in hand, and it's one of the best regions in Portugal. When you're searching for something to eat, look for grilled sardines, octopus, clams and garlic and olive oil, fresh sea bass, and Portuguese rice dishes with seafood. Navigator Nick tip: the majority of people, actually around 60%, are allergic to shellfish. And if you're eating octopus, just be aware that even though they don't have a shell, they are in the shellfish family, so you want to make sure you have a backup plan. Oh, and one more tip: if you're eating, look for menus without pictures, without English, without aggressive hosts, and just look for locals eating slow and enjoying themselves. That's the foodie move. So that's the Algarve, Portugal's most beautiful coastline, and honestly, one of the best and underrated coastlines in Europe. If you're planning Portugal, this is one of those places that delivers insane value. Dramatic scenery, amazing food, and unforgettable views without the insane price tag of other European coastlines. And this video is just the beginning of my full Portugal series. Next, I'm breaking down Lisbon for first-time travelers, what to do, where to stay, and how to plan it the smart way. Until next time, happy travels and keep on navigating.